Hello everyone. Last video we have discussed about different types of motion like circular motion, straight line motion, rotary motion and vibrational motion. So in this video we will discuss about one of the simplest motion, that is straight line motion. Let us consider this graph or one picture. What it indicates, the object has traveled along a straight line. This is a straight line path, and on this straight line path, when it has traveled, O is the initial position, or O is the reference point, or O is the origin where the object has started the journey, and A, B, and C are the corresponding positions of that object at the different instants. C represents 25 kilometer, B represents 35 kilometer, and A represents the 60 kilometer. In terms of motion along straight line, there are two very important terms, distance and displacement. They are used to describe the overall motion of the object and to locate its final position with respect to initial position at a given time. In a certain duration of a time when object travels, distance and displacement, these are two terms which will help to describe the overall motion of the object, mainly distance and displacement. How we are going to make use of it is, we will focus on initial position and final position. Final position with respect to the initial position in a particular time interval. How it is, where it is, those kind of questions we will answer using the distance and displacement term. The important thing is, we are locating the final position of the object with respect to the initial position in certain time interval. So as I said, distance and displacement, these are very important terms. We will discuss them in details. First, distance. What is distance? Distance is total path length. We will measure only the path length. We are not bothered about directions, or we are not considering any sign convention. We will simply measure the path length. Let us take an example. So in this uh, graph where the object has traveled along a straight line, during the motion from O to A and back to B, from A again it has came back to B, distance covered is. So as I said, the distance means total path length. Simply O to A, what is the path length? 60 kilometer. And from A to B, see, even though while traveling from O to A, with respect to initial position O, it is going in a right hand side direction, and from A to B, with respect to A, object is traveling to the left hand side direction. We are not bothered about whether the object has gone left side or right side, or we are not considering any sign convention. Simply we are measuring the distance. O to A distance is 60 kilometer, or O to A path length is 60 kilometer, and from A to B path length is how much? 25 kilometer. How it is 25? Simply we will measure the intervals. How many intervals are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 intervals. 5 into 5, 25 kilometer, 25 kilometers. So 60 plus 25, it is 85 kilometer for the journey from O to A and back to B. Similarly, if I take from O to A and back to C, what is O to A distance? 60 kilometer. A to C distance, how much it is? So 35 kilometers. Simply 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 intervals, 7 into 5, 35 kilometers. So total distance covered, or total path length for the journey from O to A and from A to C. So O to A it is 60 kilometer, from A to C it is 35 kilometer, equal to 95 kilometer, right? So object traveled, now I am considering the object has traveled from O to A, and from A it has came back to O again. In this journey, what is the total path length? What is the O to A distance? O to A distance is 60 kilometer, and from A to O it is how much? It is 120 kilometer. Here also you have not considered any sign convention. If I think from O to A, From O to A means object has traveled in a right hand side direction. And from A to O, if I'm saying with respect to A, object has traveled to the left hand side direction. But don't consider any direction. Simply measure the path length. O to A path length is 60. A to O path length is 60 plus 60 plus 60. It is 120 kilometer. So this is for the distance concept. For the distance point of view you have studied. In next video, we will discuss about displacement. In For displacement, we will consider the sign convention. Distance is a scalar quantity and displacement is a vector quantity. So these things in detail we will discuss in coming video. Thank you.